Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, then I'm so happy to meet you. If not, then welcome back. As always, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you turn on your notifications bell, you will get notified each time I have a new upload. In today's video, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to talk a little bit about my own mental health journey. It's something I've touched upon a little bit on my channel, but I've never spoken in detail about it, so that's what I wanted to do today. If you want to share your own thoughts or feelings in the comments down below, please do, but as always, keep them kind. I think where I have to start with my story would be school, predominantly secondary school. I suffered really bad with anxiety, and it got to the point where I would get to the school gates and I just would not be able to go in. I would feel panicked, I would feel anxious, I would feel sick, I would feel stressed, and I just could not get out of the car to go in. I would have to turn around and go home again. That obviously caused a lot of upset, but it also meant I was missing school. And when you're in your leaving cert years, you know, it's important to be there. So I went to my GP and I was referred for counselling. Counselling for me is something that has never really helped me, but I know it helps a lot of people. What I am glad about the counselling is that she was the one who suggested I go for an assessment, and because of that I was diagnosed as being autistic and also as having dyspraxia, and so I'm so grateful to her for that, because when I found out that I was autistic, I can now see that that's where a lot of my anxiety was stemming from, was kind of like sensory issues within the school, crowds, smells, sounds, and that it was all just very overwhelming. Anxiety, it was something I would have had since I was a child. I was always an anxious child. I'm still can be quite an anxious person, but that anxiety held me back a lot in school, and even when I went to college, I was much better in college. But at the same time, going back on, let's say, like a Sunday or Monday night to college, I lived up on campus, it was that same sort of feeling, that same sort of anxious feeling, only I was able to make myself get out of the car and get onto that train. I do think, because I was diagnosed as being autistic, I do think it helped my anxiety in a way, because I could understand more why I was anxious, what was causing my anxiety, and therefore I could kind of avoid situations that I would find would make me very anxious. Obviously school is something you can't really avoid, but I could understand, and when you can understand something, it definitely makes it easier. In college then, I think it was after the first year, I got very depressed. I got more and more depressed as time went on, and I got to a point where there was a few days where I lay in bed, didn't get out, was so low in mood, and like I said it to my mammy or whatever, and she said, look, you need to go to the GP, because I felt so bad. And anybody who has had depression will know that you just feel so low. You feel like you're just at the bottom of a sea or something. You just feel so low. I went to my GP and she started me on antidepressants, and she sent me to see a psychiatrist. And obviously the psychiatrist then sort of upped the dosage. It brought me back to see what dosage was working, everything like that. For me, and this is for me, everybody's completely different, but for me, the medication really helped. Like, I would say it made such a huge difference to my life. I know that everybody's different. Counselling works for some people, medication works for other people, some people a mixture of both works. So I do know that it is completely different for every individual person, but for me, the medication really helped and really worked. I'm still on the same medication, and it is still working really, really well for me. I think that when I think back to when I was feeling depressed, it was the worst feeling. And even when I think about it sometimes now, I do kind of think, oh my God, I just don't ever want to feel like that again. Because it is really, I suppose it takes over your life really, because I often think the time I spent in college, because I was so down, such a low mood, I wasn't getting out and about as much as I could have. I wasn't making the effort to make friends as much as I could have, and everything was just such a push and such a drag to do anything on a daily basis. And that's why for me, I did a master's, and at that point I had been on my antidepressants for a couple of years, and I was in so much better space because of that, but also because I was living at home. So I was commuting up 2-3 days a week to college, and it just suited me so much better. It suited me so much better. I was at home in a safe environment, in a comfortable environment. And then I also had the fact that I was on my medication, and that was helping me so much. And it meant that I just enjoyed the master's so much more than I would have enjoyed the degree. And definitely a lot more than I enjoyed school. School for me, particularly towards the final years, was just, it was hell for me. I'm not gonna lie. Recently I've been having like a little bit of anxiety sometimes. I noticed I had like a couple of weeks where at night time I was just like really, really anxious. I don't know why exactly. I suppose I've had a good bit going on and things like that, so maybe it's that, or maybe it's the time of year coming into the winter, I don't know. But I have been having kind of little bouts of anxiety, and it's just that horrible feeling, and it usually happens to me at night time before I go to bed, but nothing to the extent of what I would have had, let's say, in secondary school or into college. I mean, that's my experiences, and a lot of my anxiety and depression centered around kind of school environment, around university environment. But for me, and the things that have helped me are the meds have helped. Living at home has helped. Having that safe environment, being at home, feeling comfortable in my own space, that's been really helpful. Another thing that's been really helpful is probably not for everybody, and I don't know if people have heard of it or not, but it's a book called The Secret, and it's kind of all about gratitude, positivity and things like that. And I have genuinely found that to be incredible. It's just made me feel very positive and grateful for what I have and everything like that. So if you don't know anything about it, I would say check it out, because I have found it to be great. Advice. I think that have someone that you can talk to. I am so blessed that I can talk to my mammy about everything. So having someone that you can talk to, that you trust to talk to, is amazing. If you're feeling low, go to your GP and make it clear how much you are struggling and that you do need help, whether that be in the form of counselling, whether that be in the form of medication, whatever it may be, but make it clear that you are struggling. Lastly, I think take time to find what works for you. As I said earlier, different things work for everybody, different combinations work for everybody. For some people it's counselling, for some people it's meds, for some people it's a mixture of both. Maybe it's changing meds, maybe it's changing counsellors. So you have to take time to see what helps you on your journey, because everybody is so different and mental health is so different for everybody. Thank you for watching today's video. I really just wanted to share a little bit of my own story with mental health, and hopefully people can relate to this a little bit. If anybody wants to share any thoughts or their own stories in the description box, or sorry, in the comments down below, please do. I will leave all my usual details in the description box down below. So do check me out over on my other social media platforms. Thank you very, very much for watching. Also, can we just appreciate the coziness of this? It's one of the 4th Arc half zips, which I know have been like so popular for the past like few years, and I finally jumped on the bandwagon. I got one. It's just so cozy. I would be living in it for the winter. It's so cozy. Probably won't wear it quite like that. But anyway, thank you very much, and I shall see you very soon.